All right, let's call this session Commissioner Court in order to conduct the business of the county. At 9:01, Holly, the first item on the agenda is pay the bills. Questions or comments about any of the bills?
Motion to pay the bills.
Motion to approve and second. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion is carried. Consent list, all have the minutes. I didn't see any corrections or additions need to be made. Maybe someone else has. Any corrections or additions you need to make to the minutes?
Hey, Ronnie, or Holly, do you think we should put listed all 7 of those bids, just as a reference, so we'd have it from,
Which one?
on
mowing
item 5? I know we listed the winning bid on that mowing contract, but I wondered about just if we listed them all, so we'd have,
Or Ronnie could just give me the bid sheets and I could attach them.
that'd work. I
You
mean,
still
just
have
something
the
so we'll have
sheets?
reference, I mean,
No, I
You-
don't still have them.
oh,
You
you
don't?
don't?
No, I spread it all.
Okay, never mind.
I I threw it away.
Well,
I have a list.
Of all the bids?
yeah.
I don't
but
remember
don't
a
have
few
the
of them,
names
but
right, exactly right.
I can add it if somebody still has it.
It's okay.
And you might add to that that we had 7 bids that were submitted on time for that. We might add that.
It's
to
whatever
it,
y'all want.
But,
Just tell me.
It's okay.
Sure?
I was just thinking about, because I know how this goes. In 5 or 6 years,
We'll be
we go,
looking back.
how much was that bid?
Yeah.
I can remember the big bid, 84,000 was the big bid.
36.5 was the low.
38.5 was the
38.5.
low.
35 was the low.
240s.
Yep.
I wrote it on my paper, but I didn't put it in the minutes.
42.5, 44.5,
You know what?
45, and 84.
I did attach the winning bid to the minutes, Gary, but that's the only one that I did. You have it?
I got it.
Well, I can go back and add it if you want.
Do y'all mind putting that in there?
No, not at all. Perfect.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll get that added.
Thank you.
Okay, that's the motion you approved?
Yes.
With the,
Second.
added, with the additions?
Yes.
Okay, we have a second?
Second.
Second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Road and Bridge.
Road Bridge,
There you go.
I'll keep mine short, it's called rain.
We're a day closer.
Yeah, we're doing the best we can, keeping it.
Well, it's too dry to blade roads, so
But I told me it's gonna rain Thursday.
Yeah. I hope so.
that's your official prediction? Ike?
No, that's no.
Come on now.
Man, that's what I told him, no pressure. I mean, but hey, you get that out of me. You called it.
No, that's all I got. We're just-
All right, anybody have any questions, comments about Road and Bridge? All right. Holly, you got that?
Discussion only?
Discussion only. All right, item number 4, public hearing for public comment on the proposed SWENSON solar project. Got quite a few people. Does anybody have any comments or questions they want to ask from the public about solar wind? SWENSON solar project? All right, no public comment on that. All right, item number 5, consider tax abatement agreement for the SWENSON Solar, and I think we're gonna combine 5 and 6 together because they're all in the same document. Number 6 was consider road use agreement for the SWENSON Solar project. Mr. Lady, you have?
Sure. So the abatement, we worked it out with Angie. They're still finally approving some last minute punctuation issues. They expect that to be approved sometime this week. But it's a 10-year abatement. It's based off a 600 megawatt solar project. It's $22.50 a megawatt for the first 5 years, and it goes to 2,500 megawatt for the last 5 years. And so that's gonna pay the county roughly, for the first 5 years, 1.3, and then the last 5 years, 1.5 a year, 1 million, based on 600 megawatts. If they build less than 600 megawatts, it won't be less than that payment. So you're locked in at that payment if they build a project. Now, if it ends up being bigger, if they build 605, it'll be a little bit higher, because it's based off of the greater of the two. They've got an annual contribution in there they're gonna make to a charitable, company of y'all's choice for $10,000 a year, and that lasts throughout the life of the project. And like the judge was saying, the road use plan, road use agreement is integrated into the tax abatement section 3.2. It's done that way, so if they default on fixing the roads, then you can put them in default under the tax abatement as well, so it gives y'all more leverage. And what they'll do is, I think it's 6 months prior to them going into construction, give or take, they'll come in with a road use plan, what roads they want to use, their haul routes, what upgrades they need to do, and ask the county to approve that. So that's in there. But that's in general, the way the abatement will work. The abatement doesn't actually start until after they've completed construction of the project. So if they start construction tomorrow, finished by December, they can send you a notice in December saying we want the abatement to start in January. And it'll roll on like that. And once they've started construction, they'll send a notice when they want the actual abatement to start. So the day, we'll ask y'all to vote on it to allow the judge to sign it once it's been fully approved from NG. That's what we have the resolution here today to do. It'll be good for 30 days. And then John Fedorka with NG's over there, he can ask any technical questions about the project, timelines, anything of that nature.
Hi, it is nice to see you all. Thanks for having me. If you have any questions, happy to talk about them, Judge. We're just very excited to be up here in Stonewall County, and this is, Jake and I were talking in the lobby that I think this is gonna be one of the biggest solar projects ever done in Texas. So we're really excited about that.
So,
We're pretty excited about it.
does that, I mean, that project, if y'all got, is there plans to maybe expand it later on down the road then? I mean, where's that at on that deal? Putting you on the spot too much.
So, expansion of that solar project, that has not been in the plans right now, Commissioner. Because when we do a solar project, we have to get both the surface rights and the mineral rights to work together.
Yes, sir.
And at that particular place in the ranch, we found what we consider a sweet spot, where we think that we have gotten written consent now from the mineral owners that there's probably not a high likelihood of extraction there. I think in other parts of that ranch, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get the mineral owners to agree to that, so that will kind of restrict our opportunities. I would like to let y'all know that we are thinking in the future though, with, working together with the county, that there may be a battery that will be developed a couple of years later to go with the solar. That will be more money into the tax base. And, knock on wood if I may, potentially a data center. Data center will be, have a high property valuation, which will be great for the county.
Yeah.
So let me get the solar project in first, then the battery, and then knock on wood the data center. The data center though requires a larger company that I'm sure you guys are familiar with, in the Mag 7 on the stock exchange. Those are the companies that would have to come and work with us here, but if we can make that happen, we'd love to do so.
Good deal.
We're very excited about the project. I remember first talking with, I think it was Superintendent Burks at the time. He was the superintendent of the school district. It's a great project, and it's gonna be really big and hopefully really good for Stonewall County and NG as well. And I gotta give a little bit of kudos to Jake. He didn't have the greatest experience coming back from his trip, but he was still turning that document with us as he was coming back with his family of 5. So give your lawyer a little bit of credit there. He was doing double duty. He had 5 kids in the car and revising the document. So thank you, Jake.
Just a multitasker, ain't you?
That's right.
Any other questions?
I think just east of you, there's quite a bit of oil production there, so that's gonna kind of limit motion in that, or move in that direction.
It is. That's probably the most sensitive part. We're actually we're in discussions right now trying to find a good 800 acre to 1,000 acre plot to have, to maybe put a data center up.
Yeah.
Because we have to get the mineral people to, give up their rights there at some point. That's not easy to do.
How many more jobs you think that, like a data center and a battery How many more jobs will that create for our area?
It's a good question. So, battery, probably another 4 to 5, 4 or 5. Data center, that's a new thing for renewables, because we're developing the land, because they need power yesterday, the people that are doing the data centers, right? And I know that it's staffed 24/7, but I could see a data center of, for a 400 megawatt facility, that might be, gosh, I'm just guessing here, but I'm thinking 30 jobs, because it's 24/7, right? It's,
Yep.
Guys at the solar farm and the battery facility, they will go home unless there's a call out in the middle of the night, but data centers, they're always there.
So when that if it goes like you got it drawn up on the chalkboard, hopefully, that thing could south of 50 jobs out there, permanent good paying jobs out there when it's all done,
Possibly, yes, sir.
with the panels and the battery and the
Data center. With the only asterisk being the data center, I'm not a data center job
Sure,
expert.
that's fine.
But I do know it's a lot of money into the tax base. It is 24/7, unlike a solar farm or a battery, which, again, during the night, it only works on a call-out basis, but, yeah, that could be it.
Let me ask you, of course, one of the issues we've had with the wind farms is getting people qualified. And so we negotiated some education
Value limitations with
values
schools.
on getting some people in school. We've still got 4 scholarships for the wind project down there at TSTC in Sweetwater. If people go through that program, I know it's different and the training different, but the electrical side of that training, will that put them maybe in a little better qualification
It could.
for the wind farm? Because I'm gonna put, we've been talking in our committee about setting up with the school on their career day to kind of present this as part of we get people interested to take those scholarships and come out. They would come out of that program just about the same time as this project is gonna be started. So
Yes.
it should give them at least a little bit of an advantage when it comes to applications, I would think.
It would, obviously, the generation technology is fundamentally different.
Right.
But talking about like high voltage transformers and that kind of stuff, that would all be the same. Safety procedures would be the same. And I will say this, Judge, and I can put you in touch with the guy that runs our Century Oak project up down in Callahan County. We love taking locals and kind of taking them through our own kind of training process. And the guy down there that we have at the Century Oak Wind Farm in Callahan County, he has just been phenomenal. And county judges love him, and they love the story of a kid that came out, 1 or 2 years out of high school, and now he's running a big, $150 million facility,
Right.
and not leaving the county.
Okay. All right, I'd love to talk to him about it. Just,
Absolutely.
We're gonna try to meet with the seniors and juniors on career day up there. We set up a selection committee for those scholarships, and we're gonna try to set up a deal with them. And so that'd be something that we could talk to our kids
Absolutely.
about. But we'd love to get some of them trained and qualified. Be nice to have them stay here at home.
Absolutely. And don't jinx me, but if we get the data center, then you're talking about jobs of a totally different kind.
Right, I got
Right?
you.
Yeah.
Understand?
That's what we'd like to do.
Right, okay. All right, sounds good. Anybody have any other questions? One thing
Chairs
I
on the
will
wall.
mention,
Go grab you one.
once this goes on, so the abatement is for 10 years. With the way the depreciation works on these solar farms, when the abatement is completed at the end of 10 years, it will come onto our tax rolls at 20% of its initial value, so that's still $140 million in additional not revenue, but
Tax base.
tax base.
Yep.
So that's gonna help considerably.
Yeah, and it's in the agreement they have to maintain after the abatement at least 10 years more of operations, otherwise you have to roll back the taxes and recoup.
So it's a
what they say.
20-year deal we're
Yeah,
striking.
yeah.
With
It's
a
at least
10-year,
20
it's 10-year deal for good for
Yeah,
20.
I was gonna say, for
It'll
that
likely
next,
be longer than that, but you're
Sure.
guaranteed at least.
Sure.
20.
for that next 10 years, it's still gonna add a considerable figure to our tax base, which will be
Big time.
good. So, Anybody have any other questions? We've got the tax abatement agreement, you'll all have a copy of it, and that includes the road use agreement. And as we discussed, since there's not a whole lot of our county roads down there, and primarily the use on our county roads will be moving in and out for the electric service line connecting into the main power line down south into Jones County down there. And so what we discussed on that, I told them, whatever road use agreement they have in place with Jones County, we would be agreeable to adopt that same deal. That way, they're not, when
Sure.
they get to that imaginary line down there, they're not talking about a different set of agreements and circumstances that way. And the road use, I haven't had a chance to look this, but I know Jones County got what, a 22 feet road bed. I think that's what it was, and a 6-inch all-weather base. That could be either new added on or add to our road base to make a 6-inch road base. That's just a few of the little minor things that I can remember from Jones County, talking to Judge Spurgeon down there.
And the way this is set up, it's not exactly like Jones County, but it's substantially like Jones County. So you'll have the ability to go in there and mirror what Jones County did.
And of course, the major issue was any water diversion, you know. Make sure we don't get the water diverting out on our county roads and wash those out. And of course, that would be harmful to their operation too, so that's part of it.
But this road don't go to anybody's house, right? This road we're talking about, doing road?
Well, it goes by Don Bailey.
It does go by Dawn's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does
that's
anybody
the
live
only
there
one, that's the only one down there.
Yeah, 'cause she moved to
She moved.
Hamlin after he passed away.
Yeah, is Miss Bailey still living down there? I didn't think she was. I think Brett and maybe his wife, are they out there now?
No. Brett lives in Wylie.
So, actually, there's no one, I don't, what was the older couple lived down below the ridge down there?
Don Pyrone,
Tyrone.
Don Pyrone.
I couldn't recall that name.
Who was it?
I don't guess.
Don Pyrone, he lives-
Yeah, they still.
He would live east of that solar project.
So, it's not gonna affect a lot of
Yeah.
residents down there, because there's just not a lot of residents in the area. Yeah. Okay, anybody have any questions? You've had a chance to look over the tax abatement and road use agreement. Anybody have any questions about any of that? And like I say, we're combining item 5 and 6 together on this discussion and this ultimate vote on it.
Make a motion that we enter into a resolution order approving tax abatement agreement between Stonewall County, Texas and SWENSON Solar LLC. Holly? You got it,
Motion.
you got it?
Shorty, second.
I don't have it.
Any further discussion? Any comments from anybody? All right, all in favor of that motion? Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Okay. Mr. Ledley, we do appreciate it. If you'll show me what all I need to sign here.
Let's see, where do we do those resolutions? We need to fix the date.
All the commissioners to sign and date it.
Oh, it's the wrong date.
I'll just sign it here. I'll sign it right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if y'all find your name on that. I need to sign this one.
No, we'll wait on this
Okay,
until they sign it.
I'm sorry.
Until they sign it, they'll
Until
send
they
us a
sign it.
copy of theirs, and then we'll call over and let you know that it's been
Send it to
signed.
me and we'll get it. Okay.
sir, Judge.
Let's sign 2 of these,
All right.
just so they have one and y'all have.
That'll work. I don't hand this down to Holly. Did you have a copy of that, Holly?
No, sir.
You sign that one, Judge.
Oh, Oh, what is the day?
Today's the 24th. If you'll hang on to those,
Okay.
we'll let you know.
All right, we'll hang on to those. We'll have Holly to place one in with our minutes.
Mhm.
That way we'll have that too. Okay?
That's right.
All right.
All right.
Mr. Leonard, we appreciate you.
My pleasure.
doing this. We appreciate doing
Thank you,
business.
Judge.
Look forward to a long relationship.
It's an honor. We're looking forward to it too.
All right. Yep.
Next time, show up with a sack full of money.
How about some solar panels to start? And then the money.
I don't know, Jackie, what can you do with them solar panels?
Oh, we'll make a bridge.
Thank you, Jay. See ya. See you guys.
Come down to Holly, but she'll need to test that. All right, thank you. All right, item number 7, one of Gary's favorite things.
Send it back.
Yeah. Hang that down on it.
No, it's okay.
Because of the extreme dry weather and the grass fires we've been having, I put this on the agenda this time for discussion and see what y'all want to think, but consider an order prohibiting outdoor burning, in other words, burn ban. We're in that situation where not just parts of the county, but the entire county
Yeah.
is in that dry situation. I'm gonna recommend that you seriously consider approving this burn ban, and I've got the order typed up here. Is that the motion to approve? Yeah, all right,
I'll make the
ready?
motion.
I second it.
All right, we've got a motion to approve, and we got a second. Any discussion? Questions? All in favor? Signify. Any opposed? Motion has carried. I'm assuming that's.
I'll vote for it.
All right, I've got 5 ayes, no nays, and I'll pass this around for signatures. Jackie, I guess,
Okay.
get your work cut out for you, turning the
Go put the
signs.
signs up.
Well, it just, we've had now, the last 2 major fires, I guess you'd call them major fires, when you're talking about 200 and something acres burning, has been out here southeast of town on what we call the citation. Primarily caused from the same thing, high winds, electric lines go to sparking, first thing you know, we got a grass farm going. Now, the landowner has talked to the oil companies about improving their infrastructure out there. Don't think they made a lot of headway on that, so they contacted the Railroad Commission. Railroad Commission inspector has been here not once but twice. They have written a book of deficiencies that they're gonna be required to repair out there. And it mostly has to do with their electrical transmission lines and others. There's bad wiring, faulty poles, rotten poles. I think this last one was caused by a pole actually breaking and falling to the ground with the electric line on it, which started that last fire. So a burn ban, what it does is it kind of gives a psychological edge to the local folks. Some others don't pay much attention to it, but it does increase the probability of a liability if somebody goes out here and starts a fire and it gets away and we burn up their neighbors' houses or their equipment or whatever. So the possibility of a liability settlement is increased with this. It doesn't stop somebody being stupid and start a fire anyway, but at least it gives us a little bit of a leverage there. So, all right. So, approve the burn ban. Item 8 on the agenda is open for. Gary, you have anything?
Got nothing, Your Honor.
You have anything for it? Gary, you have anything on open for? All right, you have anything? Anybody have anything they want to address at the court on open forum? Riley, Lynn, Holly?
No, sir.
All right, well, I have a couple of things, and it's one of the pleasures of the business here. We've got a couple of proclamations. Dean? In case anybody doesn't know this guy served on this court for many, many years. He was my commissioner for many years too. Dean, we've got a proclamation here. And it says, whereas a great county is only as great as those persons who reside within and set an example through voluntary programs, through personal achievement, or simply through a lifetime of good citizenry. Thomas Dean Clark is such an individual who, through his selfless dedication to family, friends, neighbors, and the community, has shown himself to be worthy of high praise. And whereas Thomas Dean Clark is a current resident of Stonewall County and has lived in Stonewall County for many, many years, and whereas Thomas Dean Clark has reached the requirement of age to receive this document, and now therefore, with the Commissioners of Stonewall County, State of Texas, celebrate the birthday of Thomas Dean Clark by proclaiming the 5th day of April to be Thomas Dean Clark Day in Stonewall County. We appreciate it.
You all know, on the 5th, I'll be 90 years old.
I know, we know that. That's the reason for this. You
I get
reached
tired.
that age.
Nearly every time I go to the doctor, they kind of remind me how old I am. I didn't know. Y'all know how that works.
Well, I just want you to know we appreciate your service to this
Well,
county.
I enjoyed it, but I also enjoyed when I left. I told Robert one day, and I thanked him, I appreciate what you've done for me. You got me out of this mess here. Really, I'm serious about that. I did do that. Thank y'all, you know. I enjoyed it, and I'm kind of one of them guys, and I go with the theory that, and I still do.
Mr. Dave, do
You ought to leave
He's
things
not
there
here.
and found them.
He's not here.
So I kind of live with that theory there. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations, old man.
Let's get a picture of me and you.
Yeah.
Okay, come on. Come on right here.
Trish, can you send it to me?
Yeah.
Yep. Cody.
Yeah. Go, go.
Right in there.
Oh, let me scoot back. Got it.
Ain't nothing to look at.
Okay, you and Craig and Larry get
Oh,
over
yeah?
there.
No, still taking pictures.
Craig, get in there, bud.
Oh, you think he's in trouble?
Well, I didn't know.
Me done them.
Look here,
He's
Craig.
done them, so they're not here. Okay.
Oh, that's who
Okay.
that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't
Thank
know what was
y'all.
up to,
Hold
did
on.
you? I guess it's better than it was.
Yeah, I know who that is.
How are you?
Yeah, I don't even know who that is.
You might meet me up.
Yeah,
You'll be doing all
yeah,
right?
good, how about you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Married, I don't know.
Yeah, they go for Facebook. Huh?
Yeah.
I know, I hear you.
Okay.
No, we're doing good.
I was having a little
Oh, you know?
married, I thought it was. You?
I'm not trying to know.
Sterling, she'll be good.
Tell my wife I said that, please.
I'm gonna ask her if she's strange, so that's all.
I'm about to get on my grandbaby, big enough to where hopefully I'll go before the great grand, and then I have a reason to try to stay around longer.
I put a hand in there.
Oh, Clark.
I'll have my fourth grandchild graduate high school.
I know, but I was to sneak out of there.
Oh, you ain't.
It goes
You're not thinking very good.
You'll see Tom first.
Now I gotta color my hair in 5
Gotta be a reason.
I gave up on that years ago. I don't see any though.
I got plenty of.
I gave up on coloring the hair a long time ago. I just had to settle for white.
That's okay.
I can't come
One of these days I'll be ready.
Yeah, you know,
I fought it.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
what's his name that had that lady?
Larry?
No, I didn't know.
I'll get over here while I'm
I had no
Okay,
clue.
and everyone is invited. Okay, that's the birthday cake.
Sure.
Thanks, Tanya.
Memory when you go to getting older.
I'll check on all that. I'll get back with you on that.
I'll be over there.
I'll see you in a minute.
See you, Unc.
See y'all, thanks for coming. Dean,
Thank
thanks.
you. And you called me, so I'm gonna run it.
We had one other certificate for Roger, Judy, and Dave, but they're not here this morning, but we'll get this certificate to them. That's, Mitty Dunham's, was Mitty Dunham's, her husband.
Gay had a birthday yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday, turned 90 yesterday.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Does anybody have anything else they wanna add?
20 years longer than I expected. Hell, that's 40 years.
I will be out of the courthouse starting tomorrow afternoon, won't be back until Friday afternoon. I've got our spring judicial conference in Lovell, so.
Gonna be a quiet week.
Huh?
Gonna be a quiet week.
No, we're gonna party as soon as he leaves.
Yeah, they always say a quiet week, but I think the party goes on when I. Yeah, so, but anyhow, does anybody have anything else they wanna add? Item number 9, Gary.
Motion adjourned.
We are adjourned. This was a momentous meeting for the county.
Hey, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to put that guy on the spot.